Kia ora koutou katoa. Hello Pisces, and welcome to my YouTube channel. I just want to say for this one I'm a little bit and with the timing of the videos as is written in the description box, but as you will know, I've mentioned before that there are some changes that are happening with me in my schedule of my work, and actually how I'm doing things with my business side of things as well, because this is all part of it. So, and you may be finding things that are going, things are coming up personally for you, as well as, which is kind of, as things do, they kind of have an effect on all areas of our life when we're processing something, because it's got, whatever we're processing has in a way got something to do with how we are going to maneuver, in the future, in the very present as well as in the future, and the next steps that we take will have an impact on how we choose to think or do about things, or what we're planning to do. So it's kind of, there's that sort of thing that's coming, that's here, not just for me, but for all of us in some way or form. But today it's kind of like, if this has come up for you right now, because I haven't said that in any of the other videos or in that way. So anyway, welcome to my YouTube channel and or my Facebook page if you've come across this on Facebook. Let me see. As always, I want to say thank you to everybody for the likes, shares, comments, and also subscribing to my channel. If you haven't done that, I encourage you to do that now or at the end of the video. And also with my Facebook, I can't wait to get going, and on my Facebook page I do encourage connecting to both, and maybe following me on Instagram. I've just started up my In the Grace of Spirit one, solely for my business, although I've been running it on the my personal one as well, but it's kind of into blended in anyway, so and that's fine. And so anyhow, so that's, there's some sort of expansion or growth, or, boundaries or separation. But in growth, sometimes we've got to, create different boundaries, or create a new way of looking at things. And it's like sometimes where they're going with that. Sometimes within our, and for me, that's the videos and how they're going to be, changing. So, and that sort of thing in the future. So there's, next month there'll be something different that's going to be coming up, or by the end of this month anyway. I've had some ideas and rolling some things out, making some changes, and planning for next year, but beginning this year as well. So it's, there may be a lot of those sorts of things going on with you too. So anyway, back to my intro. So thank you for all of those. And also just a reminder that these are general reads, so they may or may not resonate with you fully, if at all. If they don't, then check out one of your, or if there's something, if it's not fully relating to you, or if it doesn't, check out one of your other signs, because you may, it may make more sense to you, or one of the other ones may make more sense to you. But it's also, even if it does resonate to some degree, and maybe or not fully, it's checking out the other ones may give you a fuller overview about what is happening on all different levels of your, in your chart, of your energy, of your psyche, of your, personality, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? So anyway, so this is for Pisces, and so Pisces may be in your chart. Pisces may be in your sun, moon, rising, and hang on a minute. I've got about three energies chatting away here, wanting to talk to you, as with your star sign energy as well. So Pisces, in your, maybe your sun, moon, rising, and or Venus sign in your chart, okay, in your astrological chart. So if you don't know what your other signs are, then check out in the description box below. There's a link to a website that will, there's a link, there is a link in the description box that will take you to a website that has a free calculator on it. and it will work it out for you, okay? So the other thing is, there's something else they wanted to mention. Oh yeah, they wanted me to say, but if you are wanting to book a reading, then I am available in a couple of weeks' time, so I can book, in a couple of weeks' time, or next week. I have some spaces available, for not only for readings, but for healing sessions or energy shifts and clearings or cleansings, whatever that means to you, however that looks for you. Means to you as well. So whether it's in your personal energy, or around you in your property or your house or an object, okay? So it kind of like there is a world or of different things that come together. I don't know really where they're going with that, but fully at the moment, but for some reason I had to say that. So some of you will understand that maybe you're doing this work and things are shifting to you, or something similar to this work. It could be life coaching in a different, but doing it in a different way. But there's something bigger and more that's, opening up for you, that's bringing things more together for you to go into a next step, whether it's this work or some other work that you do. Okay, so and there may be something else that's coming to completion as well for you in some way or form that you're moving through at the moment, because as I was preparing my energy to do these reads for this you today, Pisces, this morning, this is Saturday morning here in New Zealand. I'm recording this on the 14th of November. I felt, encouraged to light burn some sage, but also I have some Palo Santo as well. So there's a bit of a clearing, or there may have been a little bit of a block with you in your energy, or a little bit of stagnancy in that sense, and in that sense of a block, or a little bit of your momentum may have slowed down quite measurably, as some of them are saying, and you may be finding it a little bit tricky to get going again. So anyway, there was this sense to burn some sage, but also some Palo Santo. So the sage is like helping you to clear, shift, clear the way, whatever's around you, some of the, the cobwebs that you're not able to, pull through yet or move through yet, but also help you to figure them out and move through them, even though there is something there. It's not so much like Spirit are saying stopping. So, but it's keeping on moving, and even in that cobweb, because they're showing me that as you keep moving, it's going to stretch and eventually break. But it's like there's some sort of a breakthrough that you're moving through in that way, and it's it too will pass, but it means some more. It's just continuing on moving or shifting, doing some work on yourself, or doing some promoting, or doing or then I'm hearing like court case, something like that for some of yous, or some sort of negotiation that's going on, that's maybe taking a little bit of a while, but it's just going with the flow and just keep up pushing on, not in a negative way, in the sense of like you're going, like it's like a real struggle, like not really having to really push hard to it, but it's just like keep pushing on, keep gently pushing on is what they're saying, and keeping that momentum and that movement going within, but also without of you. So this is bringing up some stuff with you about, about patience, doing some research, allowing yourself to ask questions to get the clarity that you need before you're making a leap and a jump, or moving through something that you're to get to where you are. So like with this negotiation, it's like, okay, the wording or something may not be quite fitting right, but it's like not like forcing something to happen is where they're going with that. So anyway, so there's a clearing and a blessing in that sense, that I feel like for a lot of you, something is coming, it's coming to an end, but it's just like, oh my God, I wish I'd hurry up and work out, can't turn around. But it's like there is something that's not fully in alignment yet. That's why. So they just say, do not force it. The other thing is like as I was connecting in with you, is in my preparation, is there was quite clearly something that a message that come through. It's like this is what it is. It's like about winning, you know. It's like you're going out to win and not to lose. Okay, there's that sort of energy behind it. Like, I'm going to win and not lose. This is a win. This is a win situation, and looking like putting up that energy, or that, and being in that energy. Like this is a win situation for me. Okay, or win experience for me. I'm going out there to win and not lose, or you know, there's that sort of energy. And this is not in the sense of an egotistical way, but this is about you, like, you know, you may have gone in your head and thinking the worst of things rather than thinking about, you know, the best, the things, you know, maybe the worst things, worst case scenario most of the time, and they're just getting you to switch into actually, yes, some things may not be working right or may not work right in the future when you take this leap of faith, or with whatever that you're doing, moving into or moving out of, but it is, but it's like looking at as a win situation or a win move, okay? Because you're going out to win and not lose, okay? Cool. So anyway, this, I'm just shuffling, working with the Energy Oracle cards at the moment, this deck here. And also I will be working with the Starman Tarot. And also I'll be working with my older deck from the Juliet Sharman-Beck, I think her name is, yes, deck as well, my older deck. So anyway, we're starting off with the Energy Oracle cards for some reason. And the 5th chakra, Archangel Gabriel has come out. So he's looking and he's talking about, you know, the throat chakra, so there may be something to do with communication. So he's talking about balance, finding this balance in order to create, you know, there's something about a completion of a cycle as well. So it's kind of, he was in reverse, so there may be a little bit of a resistance there with you in communicating some sort of information that's, you know, or like even listening. It's, you know, listening to some communication that is being sent to you, or, you know, through via spirit, you know, or your intuition, or someone in the physical as well. So, but there's been maybe this juggling of balancing about what do I say, how do I say it, when do I say it. So this is like they're saying there's something that's coming to, like for 9s for me, is there is an end, a completion of a cycle, or some sort of cycle that's going on in your life. And things will start to balance out a little bit more, okay? And then we have rest and rejuvenation. So there is this one here. So number 19 in this deck is, you know, one is about, there's about a new beginning, you know, and it, with oneself, okay, for a lot of years, it being one with yourself. And so there may be a new way of looking at that, a new way, you know, a rebirth of some sort within yourself, a rebirth of ideas, or within your business. There may be a new business that's, or something in your business that's maybe like you haven't been, it's maybe not been doing so well, and maybe you haven't been taking as much action as what you could be, but now it's like, okay, and you may have, you know, procrastinated a lot, or a bit, depending on, you know, you'll know where you are with that, for yourself. So this, you know, or a project or something that you're wanting to move within a relationship. They're drawing for some of you, whether it be with yourself, with a family member or a spouse, or a possible, you know, relationship that's coming into fruition, or in a relationship that's coming to an end, okay, for some of you. So anyway, there's a completion to the cycle, and it's going to require some, and allow you now to have some rest and rejuvenation, okay, to figure out the next steps, in a sense, but, you know, integrate what you've learned. So you're moving into the 10 or the 0 and the 1 to begin this new journey, with almost like a clean slate in a way, but like, it's like, okay, I've done that, I've processed that, I've figured that out, I can now take whatever knowledge that is there into this new project, okay, or this new whatever I'm moving into next, that's it's something, there's a satisfied feeling with that. So anyway, I'm going to go to the to these tarot this tarot deck. 3 have fallen out. So just know that I've shuffled these cards pretty well before I do the readings. Each thing. Okay, so this is interesting because just talking about that new beginning, so in going from the 9 to the 10, so the Page of Wands has come up. So there's some, creative ideas. He's a messenger who brings creative ideas in the Wands, but it's about taking action with them, because the Wands is an action card or action energy. So there's maybe that you've through all this learning you've realized, and you've it's like you could take the next step in the next phase of whatever it is that you've been processing. For some of you, it may be a brand new step, but I'm kind of feeling like with what you've learned in this, the learning that you've received for this lot is like you've come to the 90s, the end, but there's that processing and then moving into a brand new idea or the next phase of where you're going for some of yous with whatever is happening with you, because it's like, okay, I can move on. Around there, but that is because there's the Ace of Swords. So there's something that you've moved into a different way of thinking about things, and also communicating things, but definitely thinking, because it's like you've cut away, because the Ace is something new. So there's a new way of thinking about things, and you've cut away all these. What I'm going to use like these negative thoughts and these thoughts that don't serve you well, as well. So it's like meaning now you can move forward with something as well, and you've kind of like seen the light in a way, or experience something that is like, okay, you've got that epiphany moment, and it's like, or moments, but it's something that you've come to grips with that, and you've learned it, and it's like now you're able to move forward with whatever it is that is working with you. So, and there's this and then the 5 of Pentacles comes out. So there's something about bringing yourself, down to earth as well with this. It's something that's grounding you and earthing you, which there's, there may have been this loss of wealth or faith that was around this Ace of Swords in this new beginning. And it may be what you've been looking at. You may have gone into being in this space of whether it's been like with a relationship, the faith or the loss, or shifting. It could have been, it may be money as well, and it may be like that with your energy. It may have depleted your energy, but it's like you've gone out there, but now there's a change in the way that how you are looking at having loss of wealth or faith, like pretty much, and and a different understanding about how money works for you, energy works for you, and how your thoughts have got you, works for you as well. So there's been a mind shift as well, which is going to take you into, amazing new places with that. So remember, this can be across the board. So just, oh God, okay, there's another new beginning with that. So, okay, that makes sense, because we have, the Ace of Pentacles. So and we were just talking about that shift in the way that you see money, and money is your relationship with money. What were those limiting belief patterns and things like that? Is about, how to make money, because a lot of us have now, with businesses, there's, a shift to, working online a lot more. As well as, a lot of us, in marketing or promoting, or just solely, working online. But it's forced a lot of us to have to bring in the technological side in this world web of information, they're calling it. And, technology that's out there that we can, harness to put ourselves out there, or put our product out there, but just to even if you're not in a business, it just to making contact with people overseas and that sort of things, or around the world. But anyway, there's a new way in how you view money, and there's maybe something to do with, and therefore when we have these breakthroughs with this Ace of Swords, it's like it shifts the way we look at things, and then we start to look at things as what maybe we never used to look at it as an opportunity, and it may not be, you may need to adjust things along the way, but it's like, okay, that's a good idea. How does this, how can I bring this into my life, and to make it prosperous, or to make it work in some way or form. But there's something going on there with a new, but it's also grounding as well. So there's grounding your emotions, or grounding our emotions, grounding your feelings, but also the thoughts around it. But there's something that's a new way, a new movement. So, and we're talking about like whether it is going into a relationship that is maybe more prosperous and positive, as well as it could be a business relationship or partnership in that sense, in some sense, or it just could be something, a new deal that you've got. It may be a new, something that you're combining together, like even with a relationship, with a marital relationship, we're moving into, and it's going, combining the income together. It means you're going to be able to do this and that, like buy the property, or some of that part of your dreams is going to start to come to fruition. But it's like, about having that, that faith, basically. But there definitely is a new gift or financial opportunity that is coming through there. Awesome. Wonderful. Okay, Temperance. Okay, cooperation and sharing, so in balance. So I'm hearing more balance with the Temperance card. So so this kind of makes sense. It's like you're moving into something where you're going to need a little bit more cooperation from yourself, meaning I'm hearing like commitment, but also, it's like putting out there, finding that balance and how you are going to be part of a co-op or an operation, okay, as well, and bringing things together and going into the future. But there's some sort of cooperation on your part, but also on somebody else's part, and sharing, and balance, sharing something, sharing the load, sharing the information, but it's like, and communicating as well within there, but finding that balance between there. So it's like, because I'm being drawn to her like dipping her toes in the water. So it's kind of like, it's like there is a sense of emotionalness, coming energy going in there, but it's like not bringing too much emotion in there, but just finding a balance in there, in the emotions as well. So there may be something, a little bit, but I'm also finding that as cleansing and clearing as well, to help bring about this balance. So there's something, beautiful moving there for you, shifting in there for you. Okay, I'm just going to say there's one more card to come out of this deck. Okay, so here we go, the Three of Pentacles. An initial completion of work with the Three of Pentacles. So there's, there may be three of yous. There may be 3 steps that you've taken already, or going to take, or knowing that you're needing to take in order to make something, to get started, and then, take the next step and then the next step. But there's some of yous maybe there already, or seeing this with this Three of Pentacles. And energy in there, but there's definitely, this is about, an initial completion of work. So there's something that you've been maybe putting together or pulling together like a package, or you've trialed something, and you've figured out now how this is working. You may be, for instance, of creating something, like a workshop or something, or or some sort of package or deal that you've been like working on, or a product, and it's maybe taken 3 trials or 3 runs at it, and it's like, okay, I've got this, or whatever 3 means to you in that sense. But there's something about, I'm hearing like trialing it, and now it's like you can bring it together. So I kind of feel for some of you that's what it's about. And also you may be like, for you, some of you, it's about, you may have been going out, you may have been sharing some knowledge and done some research through polls, or or taster, some sort of taster classes, taster food, whatever it is, or run it past certain people, and got an idea of some, what do you call it, what sort of interest there is. And getting some ideas about what might be viable, or where to go, where you might go with it. So feedback, and basically, so I keep I want to say poll, but I don't mean poll, I mean something else, but a questionnaire of some sort. Cool. But there's an initial completion of work in some way or form with however this story means to you. Okay. whatever's coming up with these cards. So, cool. So I'm just going to use the, so there's another page here as well. Page of Cups. So the Princess of Cups in the Starman Tarot is like the page. So he talks about in here, in this deck, I offer you artistic beauty. So there's something about being creative, and it's like, you know, I'm just hearing for some of you, it's like, you know, there's an emotional, you know, there's, for some of you, that maybe your emotions might have gone overboard. So it's like, you know, not letting, moving impulsively, okay? So it's like letting the emotion drive you, but not in the sense that it's going to be like knee-jerk or impulsive. I was just about to say repulsive, but it could be that for some of you may understand that. But it's like, this is about, I feel like this, because the page is about a new beginning. So maybe that you have a different way of looking at things again, you know, emotionally, but with your feelings. But it's also about listening. I'm feeling like this is like listening to your intuition as well. Because and therefore in bringing it creativity, because I'm hearing creativity. So it's like bringing all these together and putting it out there. But it's kind of, yeah, I'm still hearing for some of you that maybe not letting your emotions rule you, in the sense of, you know, holding you off, or making knee-jerk decisions, or things like that. But I'm feeling more, this is more of a positive, like turning it around and letting that emotion or that feeling be your driver to achieve what it is that you're wanting to achieve, in that sort of sense. Does that make sense? So it's like, but she, so the Princess of Cups is, you know, in here is a female, obviously, but in a lot of the other decks, it's the page, which can be the male or a female as well. But there's definitely a new way of doing things and coming through with these other cards as well, which makes total sense. So going into next year or next month or next, you know, week or even, or next month, it's like there seems to be some sort of maybe planning ahead. It's like now you can, you know, it's more like, I feel like some of you, maybe now you're feeling more like you can plan ahead or move ahead, and, you know, with having, you're, you know, knowing now where you are on levels. There's some sort of balance, because it's come through there with balance as well. And here and then the tarot as well. So the Sun. Yeah, so the Sun, you know, this is a beautiful card, because it's, you know, to me the Sun is like there's some sort of, you know, there is, you know, it's success, or there's something to celebrate, like you're moving towards that sort of, you know, it's optimism. This is about optimism and celebration. And this card talks about, I celebrate the golden opportunities that life brings. And that's what they're meaning about with this Prince of Cups, is everything is an opportunity. And even this whole reading is maybe, you know, some of you will get that. It's like you have some opportunities, and sometimes we have those knee-jerk reactions where we're like, oh, I don't know if I could do this, you know, and you know, so there's I kind of feel like this is something, you know, there's some sort of movement and moving towards this. And there's some sort of success in somewhat good, but it's keeping that optimism and looking. But some of you that might be like bringing this in right now and seeing the Sun energy out there and moving towards the Sun as well. It's kind of like, whoa. But then we have the Three of Cups. So the Three of Cups is, you know, I am here to be celebrated. So there's some sort of celebration there. You know, if you choose to take this mission, basically. But it's like, and once again, there's that 3 steps, you know, or 3 people in there, 3 that may be involved in it, and or maybe that's maybe you, someone else, and maybe that's your, you know, 3 people. That's why you're doing it, is to, you know, to keep moving for 3 of you, or you and your 3 children, or whatever, you know what. There's something about that, but there's a celebration. So there's a group of friends, a group of people who you can, you know, that are there, and it's like this is about also celebrating yourself and from where you've come from, you know, from where you've been and what's happening after where you are now, because the Sun to me is about success, and the Princess of Cups is, you know, there's something new that's coming through, and that in itself is a success. It's like, and that's where this card comes in, is celebrating you. So whether you're a male or a female energy that's watching this, it's like, it's not, you know, it's for, you know, for the masculine and the feminine energy as well. Okay, so I was drawn, as I was going to find my Palo Santo stick, is to this Tangerine Quartz. So this one here is a beautiful, I love this energy in here. So I'll just read a little bit about it. So Tangerine Quartz is a natural orange quartz that, as with all quartzes, has the properties of quartz. And I feel like when I'm going there, it's like expanding and, you know, centering and focusing your mind, your thoughts, your energy, but also clearing anything and expanding out all those amazing qualities that we have, or you have in this case. Okay, so the color, the orange color is caused by hematite in the presence of water where it initially formed. It enhances one's strength to continue both those things that are needful and those one wants. It also helps balance the emotions, leveling them to make one feel more calmly detached instead of panicky or upset. It is used to expand the etheric vision. It helps with encounters with others, bringing giving and receiving in a balanced way to relationships. Tangerine Quartz can increase and enhance evolution of the inner self. So there you go. That's a beautiful energy. So what, like I was meant to say to you know, just a reminder that if you don't want to buy it, then it's not necessarily that you have to buy it. There may be something in your crystal collection that you already have. But what I love to do is to if I can't be bothered buying it, or if I've got to try and find it, if it's not at the shops where I normally go, but it's like, and it's an immediate sort of way of connecting with them. If I haven't got it, is I will go on the internet and, you know, type in whatever crystal that I'm looking for, and, you know, if for an image, and then have a church, and images will come up. You know, there's some free images, and then I'll set it as my background, and then and meditate with that, or meditate with it in that way. Okay, so anyway, I'm going to leave that there for you, Pisces, and for this week, and hopefully I'll have them all out on time-ish again next week. But if I don't, know that I will eventually get them up there. Okay, and there's 9 times out of 10 there, and you know, working with spirit, as most of you will know, there will be a reason why that's you know, why it has turned up when it has. Anyway, God bless you, God protect you, and my angels and my guides, we leave you with lots of love, peace, harmony, and joy, excitement, and adventure. And as, oh gosh, and from your the amazing sign of Pisces, and also the multi-dimensional energies who are working with me, or us, as we're doing this video now. Okay, anyway, bye for now. We'll see you next week.